Welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka The Whip Show. And right now, you are railing with the World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Joe Walker.
The following announcement was presented by the greatest man alive.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. This is what I'm seeing right now. Just based off of everything that transpired, Brock beating Cody, bringing Brock into the mix all together, just Brock's presence tonight. It's not something that's just random or out of nowhere. It's endeavor. Think about what has always happened when any corporate entity aligned themselves with the WWE. Brock gets a push. It's for the ratings. When Fox took over SmackDown, what happened? Kofi dropped the belt to Brock within seconds. Day one pay-per-view. What happened when that debuted on Peacock? And I don't even know if that was the debut. I think it was the first day one pay-per-view. Big E dropped the belt to Brock. Crown Jewel always had to have Brock in some capacity. If they could have Brock, they made Brock happen. Endeavor. This is their first Raw. Brock. This is why Cody didn't win at WrestleMania. Because they need Brock for those ratings. Cody's not going to do the ratings numbers that Brock will do. No matter how white hot his story is right now, no matter how white hot he is, he's going to be pushed to the background. He's going to be another Kofi. He's going to be another Big E. They'll put him in another story with somebody else, maybe even put another title in front of him. But right now, the only thing that I can think of, if they are to keep Cody in the picture, Roman might drop at least one belt, if not both, to Brock. Cody, and this is a big if, Cody and Brock might go head-to-head for those belts at SummerSlam. Roman will get his time off. That's the only other, option I'm seeing right now. If this happens, if Roman drops the belts, he will drop those belts, or at least one, to Brock. And then maybe Cody gets his day against Brock Lesnar. And him flipping on Cody tonight might set that up. But they gotta have Brock. They gotta have Brock. Because Roman is, like I said, more than likely going to be on his vacation. He's carried the company as champion for over 2 years now. He's going to want that time off. He's going to take that time off. So who else can they put a belt on that will bring in the ratings that they're going to need for anybody to give a damn about anything going forward? Brock. Brock is their ratings cash cow. This is for the ratings. And either Cody is going to fall by the wayside, or he will finally get his day. But it won't be against Roman. It'll be against Brock Lesnar.
The following announcement was presented by the greatest man alive.
I can't say the assumption was unanimous, but I believe many of us can agree that assumption, that victory by Cody Rhodes was heavily implied. The setup was there, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity for a superstar like Cody Rhodes to be catapulted to the top of the card by defeating Roman Reigns after this lengthy, historic championship reign. But it didn't happen. And the story continued as they suggested, as Triple A suggested in the post-media event, as Roman Reigns suggested in that same press conference, that the story would continue. And we were going to go along for the ride and see where it goes next. And when Cody challenged Roman Reigns on Raw, setting up this tag match, the tag match that would be the main event for the Raw after WrestleMania, people got excited to see Cody, the idea of Cody teaming with Brock Lesnar coming out as his partner, his tag partner in that match, after Roman saying that, his tag partner could not be someone that could challenge for the title. After Brock lost to Roman at SummerSlam, he lost that opportunity. After losing, he couldn't challenge for the title anymore as long as Roman was the reigning champion. Out comes Brock, surprise to all. Wow, what a big moment. Here we're going to see these two bitter foes of Roman tagged together to go against him and one of his bloodline relatives, right? But then when the match happened, Brock turns on Cody. No, well, not necessarily turns on him. We can't say that they were friends or allies. It was, the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of scenario. Brock attacks Cody, F5s him out of nowhere, to the surprise of everyone. And here you have something that creates a buzz. You give the audience something to talk about. You give the media and something to talk about. And Brock was the perfect person for that. When you think about other members of the roster, who could they bring out? Who better? Brock sits on a level high above most. Arguably, Brock is the top. While Roman is the reigning champion, Brock in a lot of ways supersedes all other in-ring performers because of his accolades outside the ring, his accolades in collegiate wrestling, his accolades in MMA. Brock is one of the most recognizable combat athletes alive and ever. His attack on Cody Rhodes left people shocked and also scratching their heads. The merger was complete. WWE and UFC, at least the announcement was out there that this had happened, this partnership, this new company being formed. Roman winning at WrestleMania was a good idea for business-wise, because why wouldn't you want to keep the title on your biggest star? But then on a show that was going to draw eyes because of the increase in media coverage due to the sale of WWE, you also want to have eyes on a company asset like Brock Lesnar. So you put him in the ring that night, you put him on the show, and you showcase him in a moment that's going to get people talking and get people buzzing. And I agree with the greatest man alive's take on this. when it comes to viewing professional wrestling from a lot of different creative and business angles, I defer to Corey Rockbottom Davis because that's the view he takes. He is a professional storyteller. He is a professional character developer. His life, his lifestyle, his business is to create story elements, characters, situations, narrative. Long form storytelling. The beginning, the middle, the end, or the beginning, the middle, the conclusion, and the continuation, the cliffhanger. Leave people wanting more. Excite them and confuse them at the same time. Excite them and intrigue them at the same time. But also do it in a way that benefits his company, his brand, which for him is Rock Bottom Studios. For Raw, it's WWE. And now so much more. You need Brock. They needed him. We've seen in the past, again as detailed by the greatest man alive, when those big moments happen and you need that buzz, you bring in arguably your biggest and loudest B.
Thank you for listening to Railing with the Word Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Joe Walker, on the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka The Whip Show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and support the platform wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow The Whip Show podcast on all social media, and follow me on Twitter at Mr. Joe Walker. No excuses. Championships only. Be kind, be creative, win.